glorious comebacks from absolutely insane crashes to first-time winners, to championship contenders going wrong and, well, having a bit of a cry, from super subs to crazy liveries. This is F1 99. We're looking at the Formula 1 1999 season, and this is the preview. So let's check out those drivers. And at McLaren, the Constructors' Champion, and also they have the current champion, the 1998 champion, Mika Häkkinen, alongside his Scottish teammate, David Coulthard, who only managed to win one race, and that was Imola last year. Fingers crossed for this year. So next up, we have Ferrari. They just missed out on the drivers, did Michael Schumacher. Could he do better in 1999? Time will tell. He'll be alongside, again, Irish's own Eddie Irvine. Yeah, no wins yet, fingers crossed. So next up, we've got the Williams team. So Alex Zanardi, a familiar face, returning to Formula 1 from Lotus, from IndyCar, the current IndyCar champion. And he will be driving alongside this man, Ralf Schumacher. Yes. Next up, we have the Jordan team. Damon Hill won their first race in 1998. He's going to really want to do the same again. Let's be fair. He's going to be alongside Heinz Harold Frentzen, ironically, the man that replaced him at Williams. Next up, we have Benetton. Familiar name, Giancarlo Fisichella, a second year at Benetton from 1998, and also a second year for Austria's own Alexander Wurz. Not bad at all. So next up, we have Sauber. John Alesi is back in the Sauber alongside a pay driver. A pay driver called Pedro Diniz. Next up, we have the Arrows team with Pedro Della Rosa and Japan's own Tora Takagi. How are they going to fare in the underfunded team? Very much so. Next up, we have Stewart with the very powerful but unreliable Ford engine. So we have Johnny Herbert to Stewart in his first year. Rubens Barrichello's been there since 1997. Next up, Prost. Yeah. French Grand Prix winner, well, Monaco Grand Prix winner, French driver Olivier Panis alongside Jarno Trulli. This is way before the Trulli train. Minardi, well, they have Ferrari test driver Luca Badoa and Spain's own Marc Jenny. Both of them ended up being test drivers for Ferrari, didn't they? Now, BAR on that really bizarre livery, 97 world champion Jacques Villeneuve alongside Ricardo Zonta. Let's take a better look at McLaren. They dominated the Australian Grand Prix last year, winning by over a lap, and they were very much the favourites. It was Mika Häkkinen who ended up winning the championship, and as mentioned, David Coulthard had somewhat of a disappointing campaign, and the 1999 car was fast, but extremely unreliable in testing.
I know now how to win a race, and I know how to win a championship. I can concentrate and put all my efforts in areas what makes me to win. I don't have to put my energy in any other thing except that one thing, to win a race and win a championship. And I know how.
Winning a championship, I don't think means you'll automatically win the next one. He's definitely going to be one of the main contenders, and I'll be trying to beat.
People would work hard to not only close the gap to our performance last year, but try and get ahead, and we felt the best way for us to take a big step.
So let's talk Ferrari, the nearly team of 97 and the nearly team of 1998. Had it not been for a stall, ironically 13-13 in the afternoon for Michael Schumacher at the Japanese Grand Prix, no doubt he would have had a fantastic shot at winning that championship. Did have to rely on Eddie Irvine, though, in that Suzuka race, but lo and behold, he got a puncture. But it was the points lost at the beginning of the campaign, for example, in Australia with that engine failure, where he feels it really let them down.
Top teams up front, you will have other teams chasing that. How close they're going to be, I don't know. But things will be closer, that's pretty sure, because you don't have the big gap of tyres, obviously. But still, it's going to be the two cars, and after that,
instead of seconds and thirds, I want first and seconds. That's really the only way I can improve. Just as long as I'm competitive at every race, I'm up the front at every race, that'll be good.
And it was also a standout year in 98 for the Jordan team and Eddie Jordan with Damon Hill and Ralf Schumacher. This time they have Heinz Harold Frentzen on board alongside Damon Hill, who, he won Jordan's first race in 98, and he had a very solid 98 season, especially compared to 97. What will 1999 do? Well, it would end up being Damon Hill's last season and Frentzen's standout season.
We're going to be hopefully fighting for races at every race, not just at one or two, where traditionally Jordan has been strong in 3 or 4 circuits. I want to try and eradicate that and make it that we're strong at every race, and try and look for the future where we can challenge for a championship.
If we could win more than one race in a season, then I think we could be happy. I'm certainly not expecting to go out there and win everything and dominate, but I think you have to make that your target.
So on to the F1 calendar, and as you've noticed, the Argentinian Grand Prix was cancelled, meaning a 5-week gap between Australian Grand Prix and the Brazilian Grand Prix. Next up, the San Marino Grand Prix, followed by Monaco, Spain, Canada, France. We have the traditional July spot for the British Grand Prix, back to Austria, and then Germany. Yeah, that was a double header, quite rare for those days. Next up, we've got Hungary, Belgium, the Italian Grand Prix, and then European Grand Prix. Used to be called the Luxembourg Grand Prix. Then the new Malaysian Grand Prix, ending in Japan for round 16 on, funnily enough, Halloween. And let's not forget about the Malaysian Grand Prix, because it's the first time this circuit, this fantastic circuit by Helmut Tulke, will be raced. And that's it pretty much for our 1999 season preview. A season that would be quite exciting. It would test the resolve of many. This is the season where, well, Michael Schumacher made the comeback of comebacks, and arguably no one wanted to win the championship. This is also the season where Jordan came closest to winning the Drivers' Championship. As we know, Damon Hill retired, Eddie Irvine found his mojo, and Mika Salo nearly but didn't win his first Grand Prix. Alex Zanardi came back to Formula One from Lotus, but it didn't go so well. All these stories and more, and this is something we're going to be talking about in our new series, the 1999 season.